What's good, YouTube? FAIRDALE Kings here again with another EA Sports College Football 25 video. Tonight, we are going to be live streaming number 4 Alabama visiting number 3 Florida State, playing down there at Doak Walker. Stay tuned. We will be starting soon. Kickoff is scheduled for 6:15. 6:15 kickoff. Should be starting soon. What's good, YouTube? FAIRDALE Kings here. Tonight, we're going to kick off Season 2 of the FAIRDALE Kings Dynasty. We've got number 4 Alabama pitted against number 3 Florida State, playing down at Doak. Should be a great game. Two great competitors. Alabama went undefeated last year, lost in the SEC championship game. Unfortunately, had a rematch in the playoffs. So they took 2 losses last year, both to Ole Miss. They're looking to redeem themselves this year. In fact, I wouldn't doubt if they don't win it all. Their team is absolutely loaded. If Alabama doesn't win this year, they're never going to win. They've got the most stacked team from head to toe. If Alabama doesn't win the national championship this year, it's going to be criminal. It will be criminal because Coach B has 99 speed receivers lined up all over the joint. So it would be a crime. I mean, he ought to retire from the sideline if he can't win with this team. Just one man's opinion. Now, let's get into it. So today we had some feedback from members of the FK Dynasty. They were able to give us a little bit of input on who they thought should be in the top 10, what their own opinions were. This is the consensus. We received votes from 6 of the league members. Without further ado, you see behind me here, the number 1 team as voted on by you, the members of the league, number 1 is the Oregon Ducks, who received 2 first place votes, 54 points total. The way we did the scoring to come up with these numbers were, if you received a first place vote, that was a 10. Second place vote is a 9, all the way down to a 10th place vote, which got you 1 point. So number 1 is Oregon with 2 first place votes. Ole Miss, who lost in the national championship last year, is number 2 and received 1 first place vote. Number 3 is the Ohio State Buckeyes with 3 first place votes. They had the most first place votes, but the general consensus were they weren't going to repeat. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact they've got to run the gauntlet this year. They've got Texas. They've got Penn State. They've got Florida State. They've got Notre Dame. So with that schedule, I think that went into some people's decision making that they thought the Buckeyes were not going to repeat. Number 4 is the Alabama Crimson Tide. Number 5, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Number 6 is Coach Flake down there at Texas. I think the numbers have them projected to go 11-1 this year. Penn State, number 7. Not a surprise. They played Ohio State tough in the opening game, or in one of their games last season in Big Ten play. Went to double overtime. So it was a different story in the playoffs, but Penn State knuckled up when it came time to it in Big Ten play. He's looking to change things this year. Florida State's number 8. They've got a big one tonight. Florida State's ranked number 3 in preseason. Within the game, the community has a number 8. They can go a long way to setting their season right, though, if they beat number 4 Alabama tonight. Number 9 is going to be Utah Utes with 11 votes. Rounding out the top 10, surprise, 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 Tennessee. Tennessee received 5 votes in the polls and are going to be number 10 in the preseason poll. Georgia is number 11. Oklahoma State rounds it out at number 12. But anyway, that is a look at your top 10. Guys, I think we're going to have kickoff here. We're getting ready to wrap this up. I'm going to close up this kickoff show. Let me see if I can get this pulled up. I think I'm going to have some action. I need... Give me a second here, guys. We're just trying to get this stream up and functioning. Hold on, I gotta check to see, did he flip the script on me? Hold on. I think we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll get everything moved around where it needs to be at. Looks like they're encountering just a little bit of technical difficulties. Let me see here. Getting the messages. Yep, but we'll be live here. It looks like having a little bit of technical difficulties getting logged in. They'll get it all sorted out, and we'll have kickoff here very soon. This should be a big one. I mean, I'm excited for this one. Can't wait to see this new dynamic offense that we're going to see with Alabama this year. Milroe comes back. One of the favorites for the Heisman. Trying to see if I've got. Yeah, get this pulled up now. Yeah, we'll run with that right there. I think that's a good. Hopefully these two knuckleheads can figure this out. And all right, we'll see what's going on here. Getting messages back and forth. Get another message from the back out. Try to do it all over again. If you guys didn't follow the league last year, Alabama was really one-dimensional, to say the least. They enjoyed running the ball. They ran 3 plays. They ran the ball left. They ran the ball right. They ran the ball up the middle. We're going to see if they're going to flip the script. Got a very dynamic quarterback in Jalen Milroe, who came back. Should be one of the favorites for Heisman this year, as well as Quinn Ewers from Texas. There was some joking back and forth earlier that Alabama was actually in conversations to move Milroe to running back, give them another dynamic option. I think he held off on that. Said he's best served to be playing quarterback. He's going to have to throw the ball around. Alabama's going to have to throw the ball around this year. When you have the receivers that they have at their disposal, throw the ball up and let's see what happens. I said before, number four versus number 3 matchup here. at the Doak. Alabama's going to receive the opening kickoff. Full power kick. It's going to put the ball about 5 yards deep in the end zone. Hale is going to bring it out. Gets out to about the 16-yard line to start the first drive. Alabama takes over. As you guys see right there, Jalen Milroe, 94 awareness, 96 throwing power. Florida State's running with a freshman quarterback. That's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Good thing is in this opener, Florida State's the home team. But still, if you got to make audibles and adjustments, it's going to be challenging. This crowd is electric right now. Florida State has the number 4 home stadium. Alabama's going to open up with a stretch play to the left. Missed the hole. Try to bounce it. Florida State plays the run superb. It's going to be a 1-yard loss on this first down play. Brings up a 2nd and 11. We're going to have 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. As you guys see, Florida State's in that 4-2-5 overlook. They do have some speed on that Florida State sideline. But man, they better, because there's some guys that can flat get. Look at this. He's got, with his motion, he's got guys moving around chasing because it's matched up with speed. Alabama again runs off the left side, picks up 3 yards, going to bring up a 3rd and long. We've got 3rd and 8. Looks like Florida State's coming out in a nickel double mug look. Don't know if he's going to bring pressure. Maybe he's just going to line up like it's pressure going to be coming in his face. Alabama's in their pistol set, making adjustments. Comes out, throws the ball. He had a guy wide open. Wide open, running down that seam, running a corner route. Misses the receiver. Going to line up, punt the ball on his first series of the year. And there, this is the season opener. There hasn't been a whole lot of practice. This is guys lining up and playing a first game, and you got to play a user. I mean, when you've got the ACC with 9 conference games, there's not a whole lot of room to schedule cupcakes when everyone's playing 3 and 4 user teams. Alabama in their patented nickel double mug look, bringing pressure. They're going to come screaming at you, but with that being said, Florida State comes out and runs it right down their throat and picks up 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7, nose on the 37-yard line coming in. Got some angle routes, wheel route. Let's see if he's going to audible out. Like I said earlier, he's got a freshman quarterback. Going to run that drive concept wide open. Beat that man-to-man. Is he going to make a move? No, he doesn't. But still, first down Seminoles at the 7-yard line. He's putting pressure right now on, and when I say he, I'm talking about Alabama's coach is putting pressure on his young group. Has them in man-to-man, trying to chase receivers. Florida State, 1st and goal at the 7. Diamond look back there, 3 running backs. Runs halfback off tackle right up the middle. Picks up 5 yards, brings up 2nd and goal from the 2. Single back. Strong, I mean, good googly moogly. There's nothing but tight ends and fullbacks and big boys out there right now on this Florida State. He's going to run right at them. Picks up only 1 yard. Florida State with the stop. Brings up 3rd and goal at the 1. We know that Alabama prides himself on good defense. They made some key stops in user games last year. It's going to come down to this right here. Let's see if he can make a stop on 3rd and goal at the 1 and maybe force a field goal, or if he's going to go for it. We also saw Florida State struggle against Penn State last year in the playoffs. Didn't score in the red zone several times, missed a couple field goals, but hey, all that's off the table right now. Florida State goes down on their first drive and puts 6 on the board, and they go ahead and capitalize and hit the extra point. Less than 3 minutes into the game, the Noles take an early 7-0 lead. We're going to see if Alabama makes any adjustments offensively. Got a little bit of a seam. Brought down abruptly. Crimson Tide going to take over. 1st and 10. Backed up on their 18-yard line. This is going to be their second series. Bama coming out in single back. 12 personnel. It's 1 running back and 2 tight ends. Heavy set to the right. Those guys are tight end, but good googly moogly. You see those numbers on these guys? We got a 73 maybe and a 78. He's still got 56. Morris at fullback. That guy got in the way more often than he helped last year. Let's go and see. He's going to run stretch, cuts it back, makes a nice move. Hey, that's a gain of 18 on first down by Jam Miller. Returning starter from last year's Crimson Tide team. Ran for a ton of yards. Got 3 attempts in this game for 20 yards. Longest rush actually is 19. Going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Tide. Coming out again in what looks to be 12 personnel. This 12 personnel set, though, that's some big hosses over that have been moved around and now playing tight end, I believe. Going to run the ball off the left-hand side. Going to call a flag. Wonder what they're going to call it. Get them on unnecessary roughness. Going to be a late hit out of bounds. Going to tack on another 15 yards. I've seen 2 of those calls last season. Both went in favor of Florida State. Or, I'm sorry. Both went in favor of Ohio State. Now that penalty goes against, I don't know, did he decline the penalty? That's the way he turned a touchdown into a 9-yard gain. Going to be 2nd and 1, 31-yard line going in. So a 19-yard run. Add a 15-yard penalty. Gain of 9, and now Alabama's cooking. Here's the jet sweep. Going to have to cut it up. Going to lose a yard. Brings up a key 3rd and 2 here from the 32-yard line. I mean, this crowd right now is hostile. I mean, this place is going absolutely nuts. Florida State coming back in their single back wing, 12 personnel. Sean Murphy's already got a solo tackle and 2 tackles for loss. This middle linebacker's making plays all over the place early in this game. Going to get some motion. Looks like we've got a blitz from the linebacker. Not going to make the play. Jam Miller's bouncing around. Gets enough, sneaks in, picks up the 1st down. Couldn't decide if he wanted to bounce it outside, cut it back up the middle. Takes the option to cut it back. Smart option. Get in behind those big hog mollies there for Alabama. Pick up the 1st down. You see from the stats already that Florida State has established the line of scrimmage. They already have 1 sack on the game. Got some pressure on Alabama's first drive. Heated up the quarterback. Caused him to punt on the first series. This is Alabama's second series. Trailing 7-0, but driving currently. Jam Miller running right downhill. I mean, he's not going to juke and spin. He just run right at him that time. See that he's got 7 attempts for 42 yards. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. I'll take that all day. As a running coach, a guy who focuses on running the ball, I'll take 6 yards a carry all day. Eliminate the negative plays. 3 things can happen when you throw the ball, and 2 of them are bad. You throw it incomplete pass or interception, or you can make a completion. I'd rather sit there and run the ball with some authority, keep teams off balance, and pass just when the need arises. At the end of the first quarter, Florida State Seminoles lead number 4 Alabama 7-0. Jalen Milroe thus far has not done anything. Heisman candidate, dropped back to make one pass and was sacked. So hasn't had to throw the ball or complete a pass. You see Jam Miller running there to the right side, picks up several yards, brings up what's going to be a 3rd and 1 from the 21, single back wing, 12 personnel again. With this crowd noise, I would anticipate that Bama's going to run the ball up the middle. Sure enough, they do. Gets just by that first down marker. Could have been a tough angle there if they'd have stopped it. Been interesting to see if he would have went for it on 4th and inches or even kicked a field goal from this tight left angle, but don't have to worry about that. They picked up the first down. Now in the red zone, 1st and 10, Crimson Tide. Man, I mean, you look over, you got a tight end wearing number 73, and you've got another tight end wearing 50-something. 56. Wow. This is a big, dominating offensive line to run behind. Great double team block at the point of attack. Then reach up to linebacker. Look at all those stars underneath the offensive line for Alabama. That's going to be another first down run. Already Jam Miller with 10 carries for 58 yards. But I want you to sit here and pause. Focus on this. That right there was an RPO. You see that was the RPO alert play. You saw the receiver bellying backwards on that bubble. Going to get again 12 personnel. Look at this. Left tackle, left guard, center, quarterback. I mean, everybody's got a star underneath their name. All of them have abilities on this Alabama offensive line. Inside shield, outside shield. Looks like Hollywood Boulevard right now for all those stars. This drive is eating up a lot of clock, though. I mean, that is the one thing, is that if Alabama comes away with no points, they might just sit here and kill themselves, you know, using this whole clock. Very important play here. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 8. Tide coming out in what looks to be a Wildcat unbalanced look. A lot of bodies over to the right. He's got the running back Haynes at quarterback, going to run a dive up the middle. Picks up 4 yards. Picks up 4 yards. Just runs right downhill. Nothing tricky about that. There was no motion. Just going to line up, eliminate the quarterback, and just run straight down your throat. I mean, that's good power football right there. Puts himself in a situation now where it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 4. At this point in time, though, with this kind of drive and using all this clock, already 5-minute drive, you better finish this drive and score a touchdown. So it looks like he's got 2 plays here to go 4 yards. And Alabama struggled in the red zone last year when they played teams like Ole Miss. And sure enough, defensive tackle Josh Farmer, who is he has a takedown ability, platinum takedown ability, makes a huge play on 3rd down and go from the 4, 4-yard tackle for loss. Now, let's see what happens with Alabama. Let's see what happens. I mean, you spent this much time, and now for the first time, well, second time he's going to drop back to pass. First time end up in a sack and lost probably 12 yards. Crowd is going absolutely bonkers. We get motion. There's a fumble on the play. Florida State is going to pick it up. This guy might take the ball 92 yards to the house. And this is why, you know, you get this game And it's the first time using this new roster, this new team, playing in a hostile environment, didn't have a chance to iron out some of the issues with the roster turnover. And we've got Florida State on top, 14-0 at home. Minute 49 left to go in the first half. But I think a lot of eyebrows right now are raised. Kind of surprised at what we see as the current score. I mean, that was a huge play. You see that Bama's got 5 first downs, controlled the clock, 6 minutes and 38 seconds, marched the ball up and down the field, but they commit a key turnover on 4th and goal from the 8. Just don't know. I mean, if that was I'll have to watch the replay. If that was a bad snap, somehow though the ball ended up on the ground and Florida State scoops it up and takes it back 92 yards to the house. Alabama's going to stay with this running game. Justice Haynes now with the carry. He's got 4 attempts for 8 yards. There's still plenty of time. I mean, if he breaks one of these long runs, you don't have to necessarily throw the ball every down, but you got to methodically move the ball down the field. And right now he's facing a 2nd and 8, going to run a screen, loves the screen pass. It's hard to throw across your body, though. That's one thing I've learned is hard to throw across your body. I mean, right-handed quarterback trying to throw a screen to the left is almost impossible if someone's in the double mug and they're bringing that heat. So we see now it's 3rd and 8. Going to have to throw the ball. Throws a bomb. Lays out. Incomplete pass. Alabama has no other choice but to punt the ball. Fairly good punt. Going to have to get some money down here in coverage, though. Does make a play. Tackles Florida State on the 35-yard line. The Noles are going to take over up 14 with a minute 15 remaining in a half. Huge drive right here. If Alabama can get a stop, go into halftime, make some adjustments. But right now, they've got to keep the Noles off the board. Good defensive stop. Going to hold the running back to negative -1 yard carry. 2nd and 11. Florida State. See that clock is ticking, tick, 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 tick. We're under 55 seconds in the first half remaining. 2 backs and a tight end. We've got 2 receivers. That double mug look, we got man-to-man. Looks like across the board. Run the ball to the right. Going to get stacked up. Pick up 3 yards. We have a timeout. Alabama trying to preserve some clock, hoping to get a stop here. Maybe get a chance to get the ball back and throw a deep pass, throw a Hail Mary. I mean, when you've got 99 speed receivers, you're just hoping that they can get behind coverage, but we haven't seen that thus far because they've been focused so much on the running game. Looks like a little bit of a drive concept here. You're going to get a drag by the underneath receiver and a square end. There's the post. Going to come up, going to make this play, going to have to call another timeout quickly, which they do. It'll be interesting to see if Florida State's going to line up and punt the ball. They've got 4th and 4. They're backed up on their own 41. I'll just punt the ball and play good defense and get out of this half. No rush, which is what you want. You don't want to sit there and take a roughing the punter. Fair catches the ball. Alabama takes over. 1st and 10, backed up on their 19-yard line. They're going to come out first play. Looks like Wildcat. I mean, Florida State staying in that 4-2-5 over G look. Mixed up a bunch of different coverages, still looking around. Got to find something here, though. Laws at running back. We get the motion. Is it going to the back? Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He's got a guy wide open. wide open and couldn't get the ball off. That would have been a sure touchdown. Pulled it out. I mean, you wait all game for that play in that moment, and quarterback steps up to throw the ball, doesn't have enough time to follow through and get smacked in the mouth. If he can get that off, that's a touchdown. I mean, that's a touchdown waiting to happen. Can't get rid of the ball. Throws a fade over here to the right into double coverage. It's going to be knocked down. Brings up 3rd and 10. He might go right back to that play. He's coming out in wildcat unbalanced. I wonder if he's going to run this. Milrose over here stacked up to the right. If he's going to run that play again. They're all over it this time, and he's going to take a sack. Going to take a sack. Let the play clock run down. Maybe call a timeout. Throw one more Hail Mary in the half. Nope. In fact, they said, you know what? Let's get the hell out of here. Let's not kill any more momentum after taking back-to-back sacks. Halftime score. Florida State right now in a shocker. The Noles are up 14-0 over number 4 Alabama. I would not want to be a member of the Crimson Tide right now in that locker room at halftime, because you go in there right now, come out of that locker room, you dominated time of possession in the first half. Absolutely dominated time of possession. But you don't convert 4th down or 3rd down on your first drive, punt the ball, give up a score on a short field, and then you methodically drive the ball down the field 70 plus yards, get inside the red zone. Again, the ugly problems rear their head, get in the red zone, and you don't score from the 8-yard line. Actually, he got to the 4-yard line and did not score. Took a sack, and then on 4th and goal from the 8, fumbles the ball, and Florida State scoops it up and takes it in for a touchdown. Right now, Florida State has 1 offensive touchdown, 1 defensive touchdown. Alabama just needs a stop. That's all they're looking for. Get a stop. Maybe let your offense go to work. Makes a big hit. Big hit over here in the left flat. Going to bring up a 3rd and 12. I know that Florida State likes that short game. They like to run drive concepts and drags and whatnot. It's whatever works. It's whatever works. And right now, they don't need to take any chances. Maybe run a high-low here. Maybe if you get a guy down a seam, you take it. If not, you take that little zig route. Take your 5 or 6 yards and hope you can make a guy miss. Oh, no, that's what you didn't want. You try to force the ball in on a square end. Alabama's DB undercuts the play. That's what you didn't need. That's where youth comes into account here. Those experienced coaches play good defense. Alabama gets a stop. Sometimes it's better just to run the ball and let your defense play. Takes a chance, throws a ball late over the middle, gets intercepted, and now Alabama doesn't have to do a whole lot of work. They've got 35 yards to go for about a touchdown. They make them move on 1st down. Tyler Booker is injured, though. Big offensive lineman. We'll see what the extent of that injury is. If he's going to be out long term. That's the center. It looks like he's center. Maybe pulled a muscle. God, dog, this dude went down. He got shot. Did you see the end of the play? This dude's jogging down the field, and then he just falls over like someone sniped him. We know who it wasn't. Milrow throwing the ball, because that dude ain't throwing no darts. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn right now. He needs to hit him with a little short pass, gets him a little jet sweep, gets him on the board with a pass completion. Going to bring up 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 for the Tide. Last time he was in a similar situation, he tried to run a stretch play and pulled somebody around. Number 5 for Florida State goes in and makes a huge play. What you got to realize is that guy has a platinum ability. Doesn't make a play there, though. Make a guy miss. Jam Miller. 1st down. 1st down. Bama. Going to run a stretch play to the left. Nice cutback. Nice cutback. Pick up of 5 yards. Going to speed up the tempo. Speed up the tempo. We're going to go turbo here. Get that defense a little bit off balance. Touchdown! Bama! On the board. The Bama boys. Get them 6. Get them 6. Wave to the crowd. Wave to the crowd. Hello? Hello? Do you see me? I see you, buddy. I see you. Bama went in. Old head as a coach. Makes some adjustments. Gets a stop on the first drive. Now we got a ball game. 14-7. Florida State with 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Thanks better of it. That ball was 8 yards deep in the end zone. Going to take the touchback. Look at the time of possession right now. Alabama's had the ball for 8 minutes and 16 seconds compared to Florida State's 3:34. They've had the ball over twice as long. 7 first downs compared to Florida State's 2. But Florida State's made the most of it. Short field, went in for a touchdown. 92-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Gets a guy wide open over here in the flats, throws a little out route. Nice ball. Nice ball on that RPO alert out. Hard to defend that. Hard to defend that. He'd have to be in outside coverage, and you better hope that you're in pass commit. Because if you're not in pass commit, you're not going to be able to stop that RPO. Don't know what he was in there, if he was planning to stop the run, but he had no chance on that particular play. Looked like we got some hand signals. I don't know if he's going to go over left or if that's all just for show. It was just window dressing. All those hand signals and everything, just to run the ball up the middle. Here we go. 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches. We got single back, ace, double wing. I mean, you're going to come out here, guys, and you're going to see tight ends and fullbacks all over the place. Going to be hard pressed to stop that with the 3-3-5 when you've got all that meat up front. As you see, they picked up the first down rather easily. Picked up 6. 1st and 10 Seminoles. Going to see more than likely here the pistol stretch play. Cuts back. Not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to be 2nd and 10. We seen a team up there in Columbus last year run that play and average 16 yards a carry on that one play alone. Season average, 16 yards a carry. We're going to get a screen over here to the right. Let's see if if anything manifests itself. He's wide open. Wide open, but runs into the back of his offensive lineman. I mean, I say it all the time. Big play, take a touchdown and turn it into a loss. And that right there should have been. I mean, this kid makes a phenomenal play. Devontae Smith, senior linebacker, just went through 2 Florida State linemen, split the blockers, and gets upfield to stop that play for a 1-yard loss. We got a post and a corner concept here. Smash concept to the right. Dig route to the left. Back running a flat route. Yeah, this is smash concept. Throws another pick. Late down the middle. Alabama's defense again steps up in the second half. That's their 2nd interception of this half. You got to take care of the ball. You've got to take care of the football. Playing really good defense. Florida State's been playing really good defense. I know they feel like they've been on the field a long time, but you got to put pressure on your opponent. And now, due to another careless turnover, Alabama's going to take over on a short field inside the 40 with a chance to tie the game. Going to be Crimson Tide right now, 2nd and 6 from the 33-yard line, coming out in 12 personnel again. And I say 12 personnel. Look at this. 56 in his offensive tackle, moved to left to tight end. This is fine. Hey, I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. Nothing bad to say about it. That's what you do. But as a commentator, you're just looking up and you're seeing these 50s and 70s in tight end positions, and they're blocking their ass off. Now, if you had to worry about trying to defend it, you ain't got to worry about it. You're going to keep both those guys in and run, basically max protection and let number 6 and that other receiver go to work with 99 speed. He's going to get the corner. Makes a little bit of a move. I think that's Haynes on that carry. I mean, he's just going back and forth alternating between Haynes and Jam Miller. Could be the 1-2 punch similar to last year with Ohio State that had Quinshawn Judkins and Travion Henderson. They might have the better combo this year. And when you factor in the quarterback they have, probably should let the quarter in. Doesn't. Takes the ball up the middle. Going to get stopped. Going to bring up 3rd and 4. I would have personally let the quarter expire for the simple fact I want to let my guys get a little bit of a rest, bring back some stamina, especially the running backs. But to each his own. He tried to sneak in another quick play. Picks up a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 4. We've been in this situation earlier. He had 3rd and 4 at the goal. Failed to score. That's a run commit. I mean, you can sit there and see that plain as day. All the defenders all ran to that right side. So that was a run commit. We've got 4th and inches. They're going to run the ball to the right. Jam Miller's going to pick up the first down. Right now, guys, this feels like deja vu. Feels a lot like deja vu. Alabama's on the 5-yard line, 1st and goal from the 5. I've seen this movie before. I watched it last year in the playoffs when Alabama was inside the 5 twice and couldn't score against Ole Miss. I seen it in the first half of this game, inside the 5 and fumbled the ball, which Florida State took it back to the house 92 yards to take a commanding 14-0 lead. Right now, Crimson Tide are looking at 2nd and go from the 4. I'm not doing anything fancy, no razzle-dazzle. I'm running right down your throat, smacking you in the mouth. That's what we get there. You got to make somebody miss. Fails to do it, loses a yard. Now we've got 3rd and 5. That linebacker's beat to hell. I mean, look at him. Negative 19 block shedding, negative 19 tackle, negative 17 hit power. He's getting hit in the mouth over and over repeatedly. Between his offensive lineman and his running backs, Miller and Haynes running right at him. But got to have some kind of red zone offense. This is a good play. Doesn't get pushed in. If that big boy would have went up there and smacked him in the end zone, would be great. We're seeing hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Anytime he gets down here, 4th and go at the 1. It's going to be a touchdown. Bama. Haynes with the touchdown. 14-13 game. Remember the crowd. Remember the crowd going crazy. He's still got to hit the extra point. His wandering eye sometimes gets him. Gets a little bit nervous. We'll see if he can make the extra point. He's not the best of kickers. Gets the kick down, holds down, ties the game up. 14-14. Alabama has rallied from being down 14-0 at half. 2 interceptions in the 3rd quarter. Leads to 14 points. 14 points off a turnover. I mean, you combine the fact that Florida State ran back in fumble recovery, 92 yards to the house. 21 of these 28 points have come off of turnovers. Lesson learned, guys. Make notes. Take care of the football. A lot of good things will happen if you don't turn it over and give it to the other team. We're going to get a stretch here left. I'm amazed. He's got Alabama out of his double mug look. If he'd have been double mugged there, that's a negative play because he pulled somebody around. But, hey, he still got 2-yard a tackle for loss. We're going to get a little waggle over here to the left. We got play action. Going to throw the ball across his body. Gets heated up. 3rd and 12. Lay there, boy. Take a standing 8 count. Take a standing 8 count because you got smacked in the mouth. Make sure all your teeth are still there. Good googly moogly. Look at that pressure. 3 guys all on top of him. Can't block us so, and now we're going to go 5 wide. Whoo! I don't know about that drive will. Man, I would not throw that dig route. You've thrown 2 picks trying to throw the dig route. Maybe a drive, corner route. I'd stay away from anything laid across the middle. It's come back and it's haunted you both times you've done it. going to get heated up, going to take a sack. They're going to line up and punt the ball. It's going to be 4th and 18. This vaunted Alabama defense has turned it up a level here in the second half. Coach Kugel's gone into halftime. He's made some adjustments, ripped somebody's ass, you can tell, and they've come out and they're playing inspired football this second half. Crimson Tide are going to take over 42-yard line with 3 minutes on the clock. Chance to milk the clock, go down and win the game. I mean, it's not over. It's not over. They still got to make a couple first downs, get in field goal range, or, you know, and he's known to get nervous as well himself in these kind of big game situations, but he's got an experienced quarterback and 2 really great running backs. We'll see if he can close out the deal. Going to run the ball to the left side again, halfback slam play, make some guys miss, picks up 10 yards, first down, Bama. That's Justice Haynes on that carry. 9 attempts for 30 yards. 3 yards a carry. I'm sorry, yeah. I mean, between Haynes and Jam Miller. Tick, 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 tick. Using the clock. Good God, that guy just ran through his guy on this motion. Stretch to the left, gets the block, frees himself up, runs into the guy. I mean, take it down to the 2-minute warning. Look at Jam Miller, 21 carries, 130 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, this is what you want to watch as a fan. Good game. Florida State with a stop, calls a timeout, stops the clock. Going to bring up 2nd and 9 from the 29-yard line. This is it. I mean, they got to roll the dice. They've got to make a stop here because they can't let Alabama just running the ball and burning all the clock and not give them a chance to get the ball back. I mean, they've got to make a stop. I mean, at some point, you know, you got to also think about, am I just going to let him score so I can get the ball back and at least have an opportunity? You know, those are things that have to go through your mind as a coach. Right now, it's going to bring up a key 3rd and 2. We've seen early in a situation similar, short yardage, that platinum, probably premium because he probably paid a good price for him. But that platinum defensive tackle, number 5, was able to set a block and tackle the quarterback before he can hand the ball off, before Miller could hand it off. He's lined up over the center. Got a bunch of guys to the right. I don't know if he can stop this play. Nope. No chance. How you can line up in a 3-3 defensive front. Well, actually, it's a 3-2 is what basically is. Linebacker shaded against a heavy set with a tight end and a wing who's actually another offensive lineman. I mean, he's got right now 7 offensive linemen on the field. You have no chance. None at all. Taking the ball here to the left. I mean, I don't know. He's going to put a guy in motion. I'd run the ball left there. Had the head count. Going to put a guy in motion. Let's see if he flips the play. Yep. Run the ball left. Got the numbers. It's a numbers game. Count the cats. Count the hats. Count the hats. Going to get to the outside. Makes a guy miss. Minute 15. That's going to be the last timeout Florida State has. Number 20 over here playing 2-hand touch. Misses a big tackle. That would have been a great play by that defender if he could have got him on the ground. Instead, actually pushes him forward. First down, Alabama. Now he's got a chance to milk it. But I know he's going to try to score a touchdown because he can't count on his kicker. Not in this environment. This place is going absolutely nuts. Crowd noise is wild. His kicking meter is going to be outrageous. Because I don't know if he returned a kicker. I think that kid might have graduated. So he has no idea what he'd be getting into trying to kick a field goal. So he's going to try to score a touchdown. I can guarantee that. He's not going to settle for 3 points. And he better get it lined up. Yeah, I mean, that right there, that tells you. That's a freshman kicker. 76 power, 81 accuracy. Don't sign me up for that. Sight unseen, all he's done is kick 2 extra points. No, sir. Put the ball in the end zone. That's what you better be thinking, Bama. I'm not counting on that. There's no way in hell. And if I do, it better be lined up right down the middle, so I can't even mess that up, and I'd still probably miss it. I think Ohio State last year hit 3 field goals the whole year. This year, I got a kicker with a wooden leg with a kickstand. Oh, my God, it's a touchdown. What is he doing? I'm looking at Hakeem White. Hakeem White's looking at me. He's like, what are you? That's a touchdown. There's 2 guys laying on the ground. I mean, number 5 guy drove into the back of the end zone. And he trips over his own man. Oh my God, I'm stunned silence. All right, we've got a timeout. Alabama's going to come out and goal line, 3rd and 4. They're going to run the ball right down the middle between the tackles. Let the clock run. It's going to go to 1 or 2 seconds. Call a timeout. Get your kicker where he needs to be at. He's actually going to kick it without calling a timeout and just squeezes that in. Just squeezed in the kick within the left upright. Squeeze that kick in through the left upright. Kicks a squib kick. Oh, good googly moogly. Florida State's. Oh, did you see that pitch? Where'd it go? Where'd the ball go? What was that? What just happened? Alabama, Crimson Tide rally from 14 down at halftime to score 17 straight points in the second half to win at Doak. To win at Doak. And remember, I told you coming to this game, Florida State had a freshman quarterback. And his inability to complete passes in the second half come back to bite them, and I'll say cost them the game. This game was fully, all the momentum was on Florida State's side. First half, I'm not going to say it dominated because Alabama went up and down the field, just couldn't score. But to have a 14-point lead at halftime and get the ball to start the second half, and for that to be the outcome in the second half is wild. Give me a minute here. Give me a minute. I'm going to try to get Coach on the phone. Give me a second. Just give me a minute, folks. All right, guys, join me right now live from the locker room at Doak Walker. That's what you do. Coach, hey, I'm sitting here watching this game. Great, hey.
They don't keep this track. They're 14 at Florida State, and you show poise, boys. You're not dealing yourself. You believe in each other. That's what we do as Bama football. That's what we do.
That's awesome.
State defense, you stepped up. And you made plays when you had to and make plays. You didn't get down on the offense. That play right before half was a fluke. You could have easily ducked your heads, tucked your tails. But you went in there, you hugged your offense, and you said, I got your back. And you know what the offense said? I got your back too. That's big-time football. Big-time football. Enjoy this win. We have a tough matchup next week against Utah. Let's bounce back, and let's show them what Bama football's about. Big-time win.
No, that's most definitely, Coach. We're excited for you. We're watching that game and knew that it was a little bit of a fluke. You kind of dominated time of possession first half. You just failed to score again. I thought, telling the members out there watching this game in TV land, I said this was reminiscent of the Ole Miss game last year in the playoffs where you were inside the 5 and came away with no points. But I said you would go in at halftime because you're an older coach. You've had a ton of experience and you get your guys to regroup. Even though Florida State got the ball the second half, I said just be patient. This Bama defense is going to come out inspired. Sounds like you ripped their ass at halftime and got them come out motivated. You had 2 interceptions in the third quarter alone, was able to turn those into points, make a key stop at the end of the game again, and then you sit there and drive down the field, march down the field. It's not even drive. You march down the field and kick a field goal. Do you have any response to that, Coach?
Man, just like I told my ball team, you just got to keep your heads up. You know what I mean? It's easily. We wasn't ready. It's the first game of the season. We ain't ready for that crowd. That crowd was ruckus. It was ruckus. I think they thought we were the top-ranked team, and they were the bottom-ranked team. They were number 3 team in the nation. They was the number 3 team in the nation. But, that's what you got to do. You got to be able to control the time of possession. You got to be able to control the line of scrimmage. And I thought we did that. And I told my guys, there was a couple bonehead plays we made on defensive calls. But really, besides his first drive, he couldn't do nothing. He couldn't do anything. And I told my guys that. Just be patient. Just be patient. That was a momentum killer right there at the end of the first half. I mean, that's a fluke play. I mean, it hits our guy going in motion, and they pick it up and return it for a score. And we could have easily just tucked our tails because they get the ball at half. And I told them, guys, we're going to make plays. You're going to make plays. You got to do it for your brothers. Look beside you. Do it for them.
Yeah, there at the end of the game, I thought, and I was telling the listeners and anyone watching, I thought you were going to try to definitely score a touchdown because in that environment, with that place being as crazy as it was, being a first game of the year with a new kicker, I don't know how much confidence you have in that kicker to even hit that, that short field goal.
I hate that I ran the ball to that side, and that's on me. That's a coaching lesson. I should have just kneeled the ball and kicked the field goal, but I didn't, and that's a learning lesson for me. That was my mistake. I should have just kneeled the ball out in the middle of the field, made it easier on him. But you know what? He showed me what he had. So now going into the next time I need to kick a kick, a 40-yard kick, 50-yard kick, I'm putting him in. Let's do it. Let's kick. Let's go.
No doubt. I mean, he's got balls of steel, that's for sure. I mean, that kid lined up and he hits the kick. Now, I mean, it didn't nail it. I mean, it just sit there and was able to sneak in past that left upright. But at the end of the day, it's not pretty. You get 3 points no matter what. So
you just got to get it in between the 2 yellow poles. That's what I told him. Don't care if it was middle, to the left, to the right. Get it in between the 2 yellow poles.
No, and that's what he was able to accomplish. Now, right now, I'm going to pull up the stats, pull those up. I mean, I'm looking at right now a recap of that game, and the biggest thing that jumped off the screen is that Florida State was up 14-0 at halftime, but
we held them to 48 yards.
You held them to 48 yards. Alabama has 14 first downs compared to 3 for Florida State. You had 159 yards offense, and like you just elaborated, you held them to 48 yards. Now, one of the issues I saw was, and I brought up before the kickoff was, once I noticed Florida State was running with a freshman quarterback, and I said, even though he's the home team, the jitters are going to come back, and they're going to bite him because, while he was, he's got some abilities, an extender, an off-platform, an option king, that environment is going to sit there and swallow you whole. Even if you're playing at your own place, when you're playing a top 5 Alabama team who has a legend on the sideline, who can make adjustments the way you did, it became overwhelming to him. I mean, The stats of the quarterback for Florida State, he throws 5 of 8, but has 2 interceptions and is sacked in a critical play and throws for a measly 40 yards. We were not anticipating only 40 yards passing from Florida State. I thought they would do a little bit better than that. But that's a testament to your defense and the desire and the coaching on the sideline that you guys were able to overcome some adversity and still get a win in a hostile environment. It's a tip my hat to you. I mean, I brought it up that it was rough to play week 1 against a user without, even using your team in a scrimmage or anything. You just went out and played and were able to overcome everything that was in your way, all obstacles. Great win. Joaquin White, do you have anything for Coach or?
Let me say this, though. Take nothing away from Luke. Luke's going to be a fine ball player. That quarterback, he's a freshman. He's got some learning to do. He can get in there and watch some film and see where he makes some bad reads. But Luke's a hell of a ball player. We recruited him. He's a hell of a ball player. He's going to be all right. But let's give it up for my freshman. I don't think everybody understands what my freshman did. Josh out there is a free safety. I recruited him, and I told him, I said, man, I'm recruiting you to make big plays. And I told his parents, when I sat in his living room, I said, I need you to be able to play as a freshman. I need you to be able to play as a freshman. And he came in and had 2 big interceptions. So shout out to them guys. Shout out.
Yeah, if anyone don't know, he's referring to Josh Byram, free safety number 20, who had 2 interceptions in the third quarter, which changed the whole momentum of the game. The first one was huge. The second one, though, basically changed the whole complexion of the game. Even though it was a tie game, I felt at that point you had sucked all the life out of the crowd, and it was just a matter of not, if you were going to do it, but win. And you were able to sit there and accomplish that. You got another stop, go down, kick a field goal to win the game. So great start to the season. Once again, congratulations, Coach. And just something that you said, I appreciate the fact you're sitting there telling Luke he's a great player, but you recruited him. This guy's a forever car salesman. I mean, even in victory, he's still talking about guys that he recruited, and he's still recruiting right now, even though the guy's on the other roster. He's like, hey, I want you to know you did good. You sucked and threw 2 interceptions, but you're still good. And anytime you want to come back to Alabama or come to Alabama, I'm here for you. You might, be sitting behind my star player, but we recruited you. So he's always selling the program.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to do one more thing and let Coach over at Florida State, I'd like to send him a message of, guess you're not getting laid for a week.
Buddy, I hope, and this is, I hope, though, it doesn't turn into a 2-week trend, because I hope he doesn't hold that against Ohio State, because that's next up on the agenda. So, woo.
All right, boys, I'm going to celebrate.
All right, Coach. Thank you, man. That was great. We just had Coach on there, gave us a brief breakdown. He's excited. He ought to be. I mean, to rally from a 14-point deficit at halftime and to score 17 unanswered points in the second half, pull out an unlikely victory. You got to tip your cap to him. I mean, that's a team that is going to have a very favorable schedule. We'll just look at it real quick, briefly, and then we'll get off here. But I believe they've got a very favorable schedule moving forward. So, we'll see if this kind of gives him the confidence, which, I mean, when you got a team that's 92 overall or whatever they are, what are they? 92 overall, 94 offense, 92 defense. They're going to play Utah at home, Wisconsin, UL Monroe, Vandy at home. They get a sneaky game against Tennessee, but they won that, I believe, last year maybe. Oklahoma, LSU, South Carolina, Georgia, Missouri, Auburn. This coach went undefeated last year, regular season. I'll say it right now, they're going to go 12-0 again. And more than likely be playing the SEC championship game again. So great start to the season, but, we're not going to sit there and hand out national championships right now. One game in, though, very well-deserved victory. Good job, coach. But I'm going to get off here. Good luck to everyone. If you guys were late joining the show, we'll just go over the top 10 real quick. Oregon Ducks preseason number 1, 2 first place votes. Ole Miss has picked me number 2. Ohio State number 3. Alabama 4. Notre Dame 5. That's your top 5. Surprise, surprise. Tennessee cracked the top 10. So that's where we're at, man. But FAIRDALE Kings, catch me next time. I'm out. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe. You enjoy the videos. Come back for more from FAIRDALE Kings Dynasty. This was just the kickoff game of season 2. Kickoff game of season 2. Stay with us and follow us throughout the rest of the season. Thank you guys, and I'm out.